4:17 a.m. The room is cold. Outside, the rain isn't just falling, it's attacking the pavement. It's the kind of weather that makes the world feel small, dark, and hostile. Inside the room, a digital alarm clock glows red. It is the only light. Leo is awake. He hasn't moved yet. He is lying under a warm duvet, staring at the ceiling, engaged in the most violent battle a human being can fight. It's not a battle against an external enemy. It's a civil war inside his own skull. We live in an era obsessed with motivation. You scroll through your phone and see 30-second clips of billionaires and athletes telling you to crush it. They show you the highlight reel, the medal, the fast car, the sold-out stadium. They make it look like energy is something you can just download. They lie. Motivation is a fair weather friend. It shows up when the sun is shining, when your coffee is perfectly brewed, and when you've had 8 hours of sleep. It's easy to do the work when you feel like doing the work. But motivation evaporates the second the temperature drops. It abandons you when your alarm goes off at 4:17 a.m. and your body feels like lead. If you are waiting until you feel like it to chase your potential, you are already dead. You are a slave to your fluctuating biology. Today, we are not talking about motivation. We are talking about the antidote to mediocrity. We are talking about the man who realized that his feelings were liars. Before the 4 a.m. wake-up calls, Leo was what people called a natural. In high school, he was the guy who didn't have to try very hard. He had genetic gifts. He was faster than the other kids without training. He was stronger in the gym without really tracking his macros. He coasted on talent. Talent is a dangerous drug. It tricks you into thinking you've earned something you were just given. It builds a fragile ego. Leo's ego shattered 3 years ago at the regional qualifiers. He walked onto that track thinking it was just another day. He had the expensive shoes, he had the natural ability. The gun went off. For the first 2 laps, it felt easy. It always does. But the thing about a real race, the thing about real life, is that eventually the bill comes due. At lap 3, the oxygen debt hit him. It wasn't a polite knock on the door. It was a sledgehammer to the chest. His lungs burned like they had inhaled ground glass. His legs, usually so responsive, turned into cement. This was the moment of truth. This is the moment where good is separated from great. A runner next to him, a guy who looked gangly, uncoordinated, someone Leo had dismissed at the starting line, pulled up beside him. This guy wasn't smooth. He was ugly when he ran. He was grimacing. He was clearly suffering, but he didn't slow down. Leo looked at that guy, then looked inside himself and found nothing. The tank was empty, not physically, but mentally. When the pain arrived, Leo did what he had always done. He listened to the voice of comfort. "It's okay, Leo. You're having an off day. Your hamstring feels tight, doesn't it? Don't risk an injury. Just slow down. You can try again next time. Nobody will blame you." He slowed down. He watched the gangly kid disappear into the distance. Leo finished 4th. He didn't collapse at the finish line. He wasn't gasping for air. He stood there, hands on his hips, perfectly fine. And that was the worst part. He knew with a sickening feeling in his gut that he hadn't lost because he was slower. He lost because he was softer. He had negotiated with his pain, and he had accepted the very first offer. That day, the natural died, and Leo entered the wilderness. Most stories skip this next part. They show the failure, a quick 30-second montage of training set to rock music, and then suddenly, the victory. Real life doesn't have montages. Leo decided he needed discipline, so he set the alarm for 4:17 a.m. He bought the new program. He threw out the junk food. He went to the gym in the cold garage. He ran in the rain. He put in the work. And here is the brutal truth that nobody wants to tell you. For a very, very long time, nothing happened. This is the valley of no results. This is where dreams come to die. Weeks went by. Leo stepped on the scale. The number was exactly the same. He timed his sprints. He was actually getting slower because his body was chronically fatigued. He looked in the mirror, expecting to see a Spartan warrior, and saw the same tired face looking back. He was putting in supreme effort and getting zero return. Every morning at 4:17 a.m., the voice was waiting for him. "Why are we doing this, Leo? Look at the data. It's not working. You're just making yourself miserable. You're tired. You're missing out on life with your friends. Just sleep in. Just this once. You've earned a break. This is the hardest phase of discipline. It's easy to work hard when you see progress. It's easy to save money when your bank account is growing. It's easy to diet when the pounds are dropping. But can you do the work when the universe gives you absolutely no applause? Can you stack bricks in the dark with no guarantee that the sun will ever rise on the castle you're building? Leo almost broke. There was a rainy Tuesday where he sat in his car outside the gym for 20 minutes. Keys in the ignition, ready to drive home to a warm bed. He was done. The pain wasn't worth it. He looked at his reflection in the rearview mirror. He saw the shadow of the guy who quit the race 3 years ago. And in that moment, sitting in the cold rain, Leo realized something profound. He had it all backwards. He was looking at the pain, the fatigue, and the early mornings as the cost he had to pay to get the reward. He realized that the pain was the reward. The goal wasn't the trophy. The goal wasn't the six-pack. The goal wasn't the finish line time. The goal was the callus on his mind. Every time he wanted to quit and didn't, he was forging armor. Every time he chose the difficult path over the easy one, he was soldering a new link in a chain that couldn't be broken. He realized that discipline isn't a tool to get things. Discipline is a state of being. It is the moral strength to endure hardship without complaining and without crumbling. If you can run 10 miles in freezing rain when nobody's watching, you are building something inside yourself that the world cannot take away. You are building a fortress so that when real tragedy strikes, when you lose a job, when a relationship ends, when life actually tries to break you, you won't look for the exit. You'll stand in the fire and look for the solution. Leo stopped looking at the stopwatch. He stopped stepping on the scale. He stopped caring about how he felt. His routine became his religion. 4:17 a.m. was no longer a choice. It was an inevitability. He began to seek out discomfort like a heat-seeking missile. If it was raining, he ran longer. If the weights felt heavy, he added 5 pounds. He stopped negotiating with himself. The internal civil war ended because the voice of comfort was unconditionally surrendered. He became a ghost to his old life. He had to burn the old Leo to build the new one. And fire is uncomfortable. 3 years later, the same regional qualifier, the same track. Leo stood at the starting line. The gangly runner, the one who beat him before, was there too. He looked even faster now. The air was thick with tension. The other runners were jittery, bouncing on their toes, driven by adrenaline and fear. Leo stood perfectly still. His heart rate was resting. He wasn't there to win a race. He had already won. The victory had happened on 1,000 dark mornings in the rain. This was just a formality. The gun went off. The first 2 laps were easy. Then the inevitable arrived. The bill came due. Lap 3. The lungs burned. The legs screamed. The exact same pain from years ago returned to reclaim its territory. Leo felt the familiar sting, but this time his reaction was different. He didn't panic. He didn't negotiate. He almost smiled. "Hello, old friend," he thought. "I've been expecting you." The pain was no longer a signal to stop. It was a signal that the real work was just beginning. It was a signal that he was exactly where he needed to be. The gangly runner beside him started to surge, trying to break Leo's spirit. Leo didn't respond with anger. He didn't respond with a burst of desperate emotional energy. He responded with cold, calculated rhythm. Step, step, step. He leaned into the burn. He embraced the suffering like a lover. While everyone else was praying for the race to end, Leo was just getting comfortable. With 200 meters to go, the other runners started to fade. Their form broke down. Their heads bobbed. They were victims of the pain. Leo's form didn't change. He was a machine built of scar tissue and iron will. He pulled away, not with a sudden sprint, but with an unrelenting, suffocating consistency. He crossed the finish line first. There was no scream of triumph, no dropping to his knees in theatrical exhaustion. Leo slowed to a jog, then a walk. He put his hands on his hips, took a deep breath, and looked up at the stadium lights. He was tired, he hurt, but he was whole. The world wants you to be weak. It wants you to be impulsive. It wants you to be a slave to your dopamine receptors, scrolling, clicking, consuming, and waiting for motivation to strike. The world is designed to keep you comfortable, and comfort is the soil where potential goes to die. Leo's story isn't about running. It's about the choice you face every single morning when that alarm goes off. There are two versions of you lying in that bed. There is the one you are right now, and there is the one you could be if you stop negotiating with your feelings. Discipline is the only bridge between those two realities. It is painful to build. You have to walk it alone, and most people will never finish it. But you are not most people. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for inspiration. The suffering is the path. If this story woke something up in you, if you're tired of your own excuses, then join this community. Subscribe. We don't do easy here. We do the work that nobody else wants to do. I want you to leave a comment below. Tell me the one thing you have been avoiding because it makes you uncomfortable. Write it down. Make it real. And then tomorrow morning, before the sun comes up, go and declare war on it.